I want to introduce to the stage a young man who's making his debut at the Anonymous. I've been listening to his music this week that is available on all the different major streaming platforms, Spotify, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, YouTube. He's got a wonderful catalog of songs, really, that his press describes as darkly comical and full of empathy and pathos. And I agree with that. I was thinking as I was reading that and listening to the songs, if this was the 70s, there'd be a different term. I know there's a different term. I think if it had been in the 70s, it would have been called subversive. Subversive song. I don't hear that term as much these days. Anyway, it's also fun for me to have younger people come up and perform because they use a lot of abbreves. I figured out DIY. I know I should know that. He's in the style of DIY legends such as Mountain Goats. That's do it yourself. But what are lo-fi releases? Can you explain that to us when you play? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dylan Patrick Ward.
Hello.
Hi.
When the walls come down, the cities burn, we take our town, saying it's their turn when the line is breached, then start rolling through. Ooh, who's gonna love you? Ooh, who's gonna love you? When the walls come down, the queen is dead, and the mob's in town, and they want your head, and they torch the place that you were running to. Ooh, who's gonna love you? Ooh, who's gonna love you? You cannot run, and you cannot hide, and they tear you limb from limb. Your friend. The torches gleam and their eyes get mean, and they're all fixed on you. Ooh, who's gonna love you? Ooh, who's gonna love you? When the walls come down, the towers burn, and they gather round, saying now you'll learn, and one by one your friends abandon you. Ooh, who's gonna love you? Ooh, who's gonna love you? Oh, who's gonna love you? Oh, who's gonna love you? Thank you. So it was a risky song to do verse because of those high notes. I hate to come out here and to open up the show. So Adam, lo-fi is low fidelity recordings, which means they're very crappy. So my early recordings that I put out, I started recording and putting out music a couple years ago. They were recorded on my laptop at home with no equipment whatsoever. I just hit play on the software and would play into the computer and sing. So that's what the lo-fi recordings are. All right, now for something with a slightly different tone. I was a cat, I'd sit in the window and I would lick my butthole while you watch TV. And if I was a cat, I'd sit down beside your head and lick the space between my toes when you were trying to sleep. And if I was a cat, I'd lay down by the door and look up at you with sad eyes when you were trying to leave. And if I was a cat and you were feeling sad, I'd curl up beside you and keep you company. If I was a cat, I'd eat a bunch of plastic, and then you'd have to chase me down and take it from my mouth. And if I was a cat, I'd chase all the bugs around, but I would never catch a one, and I'd never catch a mouse. And if I was a cat, I'd cry outside the bathroom door, and I would not stop crying until you came back out. And if I was a cat, lazy Sunday afternoons, you and I would take a nap together on the couch. And I would miss the beer, and I would miss the movie theater, and I would miss the human food, I would miss the sex. And I'm not so crazy about dying when I'm 15, but I guess I wouldn't know no better, and I guess that would be best. If I was a cat and you had people over, I'd hiss at all the children, swat at them like flies. And if I got outside, I would fight a dog, and I'd get uglier and meaner with each year that went by. And I'd hate every person and every other cat and every animal thing that wasn't you. And one day you'd find me dead behind the futon, and then you'd stick me in an urn and go get someone new. First you would cry, just like I cried when you would capture me and take me to the vet. If I was your cat, I'd be miserable and lazy, but you would still love me because I was your pet. If I was your cat, I would drive you crazy, but you would still love me because I was your pet. Thank you. So I have a couple of cats, and they don't like me very much. They're my girlfriend's cats. She had them first, just the three of them. They lived together, they had a nice little life, and then I moved in, and they weren't very happy about that. She refers to me as their father, but I'm really more like a stepfather that they haven't learned to trust and maybe never will. This next song is very loosely based off a true story. It's like 5% true and 95% made up, but it's called The Man Who Drank 100 Beers in One Day. The man who drank 100 beers, drank them in one day, kissed his wife and kids, went out on his way. He hadn't had a day off work since 1992. Everybody in the town knew what he planned to do. He drank 97, 98, and 99. He was feeling fine. Then he drank the 100th, and to everyone's surprise, he fell off the bar stool and died. He had the biggest funeral the town had ever seen. He went out a hero for dying for his dream. He was an inspiration to all who thirst for glory. Every drunk in every town soon would know his story. The bar became a pilgrimage as the legend grew. Folks came from far and wide. The owners put a velvet rope around that fateful stool and had a statue built outside. was left without a cent. They were put out on the street and they couldn't make the rent. They lived like gypsies and they moved from town to town. She would play the accordion and the kids would dance around. An interest in the man who drank 100 beers. Time began to fade. The bar closed down and the owners lost it all. Bad investments that they made. The man drank 100 beers. The man who drank 100 beers. Thank you. Just realized there's a balloon up there. Is that on purpose or?
It was from Children's Startup Sunday.
Oh, heck yeah. Well, I think it's great.
It got loose. It's actually a star.
I like this beautiful red star right up above me. It's very calming and reassuring. The last time I stood up and performed in front of people in a church, my great aunt had just died, and I was at her funeral, so this is a much happier occasion. Very glad to be here. This song is it's about a little over a year ago. I was having some trouble sleeping, and my doctor prescribed Zolpidem, which is the generic form of the sleeping drug Ambien, which has a reputation of making people see and do some crazy stuff. But I didn't see and do anything crazy, but the drug didn't work very well either. But I did get a song out of it. This song's called Zolpidem. Zolpidem, you worm your way into the hearts of men. I try to hate you, but I can't pretend, 'cause in the end I'll come crawling back to you. Zolpidem, you got me sleeping in the chair again. You got me drooling on the couch cushions. I know it's a sin to ask so much of you, but I remember what it was like laying in bed all night with bloodshot eyes until you heard my cries. Zolpidem, so much better than melatonin. I swear I'll never waste my time again with Tylenol PM. It's you and only you. Zolpidem, I'm nodding up behind the wheel again. I'm losing touch with what is real again. They say you're no friend, but I know it's not true. Some folks dream of heaven, but all I want after I die is a good night's sleep for eternity without Zolpidem. I hate you, Zolpidem. I love you, Zolpidem. I love you, Zolpidem. Thank you. So I'm going to do another song that's loosely based off a true story, and then I'm going to actually tell a true story about something that happened to me. Probably the only other time I've ever been in Lebanon, New Hampshire. Anyways, this is another Blank Who Blanked song. It's called The Kid Who Lived Inside His Head. Lived inside my head when I was a kid. Little interest in what the others did. I had my dreams, I had my secret thoughts, and I made sure to keep them hid. I like drawing in the margins. I like humming to myself, talking to the trinkets sat upon the shelf. I like to read and make up stories of my own. I didn't need anybody else. Yeah, I was the kid, lived inside his head. Yeah, I was the kid, lived inside his head. School's just a misery to me. I just wanted to be free. All I wanted was to play in the backyard, watch every cartoon on TV. I was a kid, lived inside his head. Teachers tried to fix me, said it wasn't right, said if I applied myself my future could be bright. They did everything they could to lead me toward the light, but I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't listen. And after school I got a job. Couldn't help but feel that I've been robbed, 'cause all my dreams got mixed up with my fears and doubts into one big formless blob. And I was angry all the time. Felt like my life just wasn't mine, and all my dreams got mixed up, and all my dreams turned into little balls of bitterness and rage, and I lost my mind. Now I live in this little padded cell. Folks think this place is a living hell, but I got plenty of time to read and think and dream. So I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, I was the kid, lived inside his head. Yeah, I was the kid, lived inside his head. Thank you. So, Lebanon, New Hampshire. When I was in high school, me and a couple of friends of mine, I was talking to somebody the other day, I was trying to figure out who was there and who wasn't. It was like 2 or 3 friends of mine. We did a stakeout, like a real stakeout, like a detective stakeout, at a car dealership somewhere in Lebanon, New Hampshire. And it ended with a car chase and then a showdown in a gas station parking lot. And what happened was a friend of mine had a party at his house, and he had this girl that he either just started dating or he was interested in dating her, and somebody stole her iPhone. And we knew that who stole it because there was this one girl there that none of us really knew that somebody had saw on the sidewalk and invited in. And she was a terrible thief because she stole the girl's phone, she left her own phone behind. She was like, I don't need that anymore. So their own phone was there, and there's pictures of her and pictures of this guy, and there was these romantic texts between these two. And then we found the guy, we matched the picture of the guy with the name and the text and found him on Facebook and found out where he worked. We couldn't find her on anything. So our idea, my friend called me the day after and had this whole plan, and he brought me to his apartment. Our idea was we were going to find the guy and find her and find the iPhone so that this girl would like this guy because he saved her iPhone, and then they would start dating. And plotting this out in my friend's apartment was the most exciting thing I've ever done. It was so much fun. I was still in high school, so I went to school the next day, and after school we were going to stake out, we were going to find this guy, and I was so excited, I was so pumped. And so we went, and we hung out at this car dealership, and we saw the guy through the window. We knew he was working there, he was a mechanic, and we were in the car waiting for him to come out, and we were going to confront him. And me and another friend that were there were pretending like we wanted to buy a car. We were doing a very bad job pretending like we were trying to buy a car. But then the guy came out, and we followed him, and he knew he was being followed, and he pulled up into a gas station parking lot. And there's no dramatic climax to the story, so just don't get excited for that. We got it. It was very anticlimactic. We got in, and he got out of his car. My friend got out of his car, and he was like, "Where's whatever the girl's name was?" And he says, "I don't know." And then the guy says, "I don't believe you." And he says, "Well," and he got in his car and drove away. And that's the end of the story. And those two never ended up dating, and I don't know what happened to the iPhone, and I don't know. It's a really crazy thing that we did, but there it is. Lebanon, New Hampshire. So I'm from Bellows Falls, Vermont, and this is a song that's it's a very new song, so hopefully I can remember all the words. It's about Bellows Falls and places that are like Bellows Falls. And I don't know if you've never been to Bellows Falls. When you're coming in, there's a big mural right as you're driving downtown that says Bellows Falls, a friendly place to hang your hat. So the song is called A Friendly Place. Homeless people set up shop in the Chinese buffet parking lot. Old men drinking paps down at the park. Dirty barefoot kids with pop guns terrorize the pharmacy. Just make sure you get home before dark. Drinking vodka by the handle, yuppies wearing socks with sandals. School board meetings, Facebook come to life. QAnon and revolution, everyone's got their solution that they'll tell you all about tonight. Selling glowing hats in an alley full of feral cats. Fireworks light up the skies at night. Severance pay for crooked cops. Slumlords buy up vacant lots. Buprenorphine makes you feel alright. Artists drinking gin and tonics. Old arcades become ironic. Football team just got another win. Public access TV stations full of doomsday revelations. Ice cream parlors still raking it in. Fight in the square. Basketball hoops with no nets. Ban on menthol cigarettes. Nowhere local to buy underwear. Scholarships for bright young kids doing what their parents did. Old folks on the porches griping things just ain't the same. Turtle sandbox, wiffle bat. Shriners with their little hats. Old bathtub fills up with summer rain. Thank you. So I'm going to do one more song, and then we're going to have an intermission. I would love it if anybody wants to come and talk. Love talking about myself. If anyone wants to come and tell me how fabulous I am, I would greatly appreciate it. No, just whatever you want to talk about is great. Amber Wilds is coming up later, is going to play after me. I thought this is maybe a hacky joke, but it's true, so it can't be hacky if it's true. I thought Amber Wilds was going to be a lady, but it's 3 men, so. But I'm sure they're great. I was listening to them earlier, and they sounded great. So I'm very excited to hear them. This last song I co-wrote with a friend of mine named Clinton Hoffman, who has a great band out in Saratoga Springs, New York, called Brain Medicine. The song is called Can't Live Anywhere. Can't live in the city, 'cause I ain't got the money. I hate driving in traffic and think all the wrong stuff's funny. Can't live in the country, 'cause I hate working, bearing all those burdens that I'd rather be shirking. Can't live alone, or else I'd be blue. And if we moved in together, I'm sure I'd grow to hate you, and you'd grow to hate me. Wouldn't want me there. Oh, a man like me can't live anywhere. Can't live by the river for fear that I may drown. Some ornery alligator wears my snakeskin boots to town. Can't live by cornfields, I might get lost. Start making crop circles in the shape of the Holy Cross. Can't live alone, I can't stand myself. I need a good distraction as much as anyone else. So I beg you please, forgive my stare. Oh, a man like me can't live anywhere. Yeah, a man like me can't live anywhere. Thank you so much. Thank you, Adam, and everybody else here at the Anonymous Coffeehouse. Yeah, come up and talk to me. I got CDs and stickers for sale. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, yada yada. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Delton. That was terrific. One of the great things in folk music is the way I think that humor, and this is humorous itself, that humor and strong emotions can exist right within a single song.